took this trade last night and it went pretty well, but it could have gone much further. As you can see, this is where it ended up. Nice, beautiful downtrend all the way down to the zone that I was expecting on the 4-hour. So now I'm just waiting for price to continue dropping down, do a little fizzle out, and then I'll be looking to take a buy from this zone as well.
I believe Nick is extremely profitable and he's a really good businessman. As somebody else in the Discord already talked about, it's a good model. He runs a business. Now, from my experience, and that's all I'm speaking from, I'm just speaking from my experience. And you can say that, you know, all it's reverse psychology, it's all this other stuff. I don't see him, because you mentioned I-Man. Love I-Man. Love that I-Man goes out, makes videos about these particular people, looking at what they're promoting and looking what their results look like, and then dissecting that. And then from there you see where it breaks down. If I remember correctly, and I'll have to go back and watch, the only reason Nick Sean has ever mentioned any of his video is because he was associated with somebody else who I-Man tore down in regards to, like, you're saying you're profitable yet you're showing these fake accounts and all this other stuff. As far as I'm aware, that's been it. Now here's the key piece of whatever you want to take. The way that I-Man has distributed his information and the way that Nick Sean distributes his information is roughly the same. It's out there, it's open, it's free. It's up to you to take it and make it your own. It's up to you to take it and find how to make it profitable for yourself, which is the same thing, because in essence, you could be grouping me with the same thing. I have nothing to sell, much like I-Man, but I am in the same boat as both of them in regards to, I want to help anybody who needs help, anybody who wants help, guide people to finding what works for them, because ultimately that's what it is. And no matter what guru you find out there, every single bit of it, whatever their strategy is, still has to be specifically tailored to yourself. Your risk parameters, your trading psychology, like, it has to be developed and molded to fit you. So if you got somebody that you recommend as like, yeah, no, I fully believe that this is the guru of the gurus, and he's completely and totally honest, and look, he doesn't sell anything. I mean, you might say I-Man, which, yeah, no, I-Man's great. I've gone through his stuff. It's on par with, and that's what it is. Like, he even says it. All this stuff is here for free, and he just happened to compile it. And that's basically what they do on YouTube. They compile it. Now, if you have somebody else, by all means, throw it at me. But from my own experience with Nick Sean, I have watched him trade. I have been with him through trading, through flipping accounts, watching as he puts everything online so you can actually go back and dissect it. Now, as far as I know, nobody's come back to look at that and go, well, these don't line up. No, they all line up. And I think that's one of the benefits of it, is he's being openly honest about it. You have other people who will show their, what is it, like the My Forex fund, whatever one that you can actually, you can tie to a live account, and it shows you whether or not you're profitable. Those are the type of people that you should be looking for. You should be looking for the ones that say, hey, not only am I profitable, and I'd be willing to teach you even for free, because that's basically what a lot of the people that I would promote have all their stuff out there for free. And I'm like, you don't need to pay for anything at all. It's a business model, much like it's a business model. It's residual risk-free income. You put a product out there and you sell the product. It's a good way to go, but you can learn all this stuff without it. You can, and you're profitable. What are you doing different that nobody else has found? Chances are it's something. It's a combination of something. It's a combination of a bunch of different stuff, or maybe it's a combination of very little stuff. But either way, it's nothing new. You haven't. I'm convinced, and you may be like, no, I found, I have this magic coin that I flip, and whatever you have, like I'm pretty sure, I can pretty much guarantee It's nothing new. You've just found a way to make it work for yourself, which is exactly what anybody would need to do in any market, with any guru, with any mentor. You'd need to find a way to make it work for yourself. The basics are pretty much the same, and they sort of try to teach you the basics and then go from there with their flavor of whatever has worked for them. So I love iMan Trading. I will promote him all day long. Now, this, like, every strategy makes zero sense. It makes zero sense if you just take it for what it is, but every single bit of what he tells you is the same thing that iMan tells you. You need to get in there and develop that intuition for what works, when not to hedge, when not to DCA, when to cut your losses, when not to take the trade. Like, all of that is part of it. There's no way around it. If you're just going to take whatever he says, or any guru says, and says, I'm just going to do this hard, cut, fast rule, and then that's it, go program an algorithm for it. As far as I know, there's a lot of algo trailers out there, and they can make them work, but they have to know they have to know some sort of understanding of when should I shut this algo off because it's not working in this particular market. That's the intuition. They've learned that even though they've hard-coded the steps, they still understand when it's not a good idea to implement those steps. So even then is the human element and aspect to it. If there was an algo out there that was making millions of dollars with no, with no risk of blowing an account, and it just constantly pumped out money, you're right. I don't think we'd ever hear about it. Why? Because that is a paper printing mill. I don't think anybody else has that, and I don't think that exists because the markets aren't built like that. The markets have the human element into it, and that's really, really hard to program. Ask any coder developer out there. It's really hard to program for the things that humans are going to do. We're stupid. Like, we make stupid decisions. We try stupid things for stupid reasons. We just do. And you can't account for that. And the market is every bit of the market is some sort of human interaction, whether that is through an algo or through a manual strategy or through some other steps. Human interaction is part of it. So, that is what that is. Why only make millions when you can make billions? Yeah, no one's selling a money printer. They're selling the ability, the skill set to make money. And I don't know if this is the same for you, but I will speak for me. Starting with a $100 account and growing that was difficult. You're like, well, it's just $100. Yeah, but it was difficult. It was difficult seeing the, $1, $2, $3, $5 losses. It was difficult seeing being up $10, $12 in profit, and then it come down to $8 when I could have had 12. All that was difficult. And I was like, okay, cool, but now that I've made it and I've grown it to $500, it shouldn't be that difficult. No, it was just as difficult to see that $20, $30 profit drop back down to $10 and then get kicked out, or to see the $5, the $8, the $9 loss and not take that personally. Okay, great. Now that I moved up to $1,000, it shouldn't be difficult, but it is. It's difficult seeing that $100, $200, $300 loss. Now that I moved up to $3,000, it shouldn't be that difficult. Every single bit of it is difficult. And one of the things because you have the same idea, like, if it works, why not just throw a bunch of money into it and make millions and billions of dollars? And if Nick has $1 million in trading capital, why not take 100,000 of that, throw it into account, and double it, triple it, quadruple it? Well, because even he said in a few videos, he said a few times on Discord, he doesn't have the stomach to lose $500,000 or $50,000. He does not feel comfortable, and that's what it is. He doesn't feel comfortable. He doesn't feel comfortable placing that kind of trades. It comes from a place of comfortability. You've got to build up to that. that would be the other thing, the other experience that I've had. I saw him start with 20,000 and build that, and then he started with $50,000 accounts and build that, and then he made it to $100,000 account and finally built that. But I got to see that whole progression, much like I went through on my own between the $100 to $1,000 stretch. I got to see him go through that between the lower amount to the higher amount. So it's like the journey is still the same, and the journey remains the same no matter how much money you continue to throw at it, because it's really, really hard to break the humanity out of trading. And so you're saying why make millions when you can make billions? Because it's really not that easy to make billions. It's really hard to make millions. If you followed anybody who supposedly says they're a millionaire and has showed you all of their steps, which once again, you could, the telegram that he says is for free and his reverse psychology is there. You could just go look at that and you would see all the steps along the way. And it is a bumpy journey. He changes up, he figures out different styles, he figures out things that work, but he's not really that comfortable with it, so he drops that and goes back to all of that is growth. And I think you're missing those elements in a lot of these other gurus that are online. I don't think they show that. I think they show you, hey, I'm here. Here's my Bugatti. Here's my nice house. Come follow me. And I'm like, how did you get there? Like, show me the beginning. And this is part of the reason why I believe iMan has started his trading channel and shares this stuff. That is the main reason I'm starting mine. I want to show that it is a journey. I am 100% tired of people coming into this space selling that gold nugget, that shiny thing that catches people's attention, saying, hey, yeah, you can make this, and it's quick. It's quick, it's easy. Look, I can make $100 in less than an hour. I can make $500. I can make $1,100 in 15 seconds. Here you go. And it's like, that's not what it is. And yeah, if you're selling a product based upon that, then I think, yes, you and I would agree, they are not worthy at all of any time, attention, or money. But if you are willing to point people in a direction and say, hey, there's plenty of other stuff here, you don't need to buy a darn thing. And I'm like, iMan seems to be in a very much that mentality. You don't have to buy a darn thing. He does have Patreon supporting him, and so that is an income. Like, it's a residual income. I'm not saying that he's asked for it, but he puts it at the end of his videos. People get to see their names on there. That's a psychology tactic. That's an inclusion, a group mentality psychology tactic. Why aren't we bringing that one up? Because we don't want to, but that's fine. Once again, iMan, I think, is 100%, he's 100% legit in regards to what he does with prop firms, getting payouts from there, trying this shed and spread information. In regards to the other two traders that I would say I believe are in the market to try to help would be Nick Sean. Tori Trades, although she's gotten a little bit more exclusive, she's not sharing as much of what she used to share. She used to have an open Discord where people could come in. There was information there. I was very heavily involved in sharing and building up just her trading strategy, which is, once again, nothing new. It's just trend lines. Trend lines with breaks and retests and however you want to cut it, slice it, dice it. And you could be like, you can say trend lines don't work, but I've tested it myself and I've made it work. It just doesn't fit my trading style. Number one, I just don't get the amount of trades that I want to take, and so I end up doing something stupid, or I definitely haven't developed which entry criteria work the best. I haven't done that data. I just went in with, okay, let me just use some trend lines as confluence for certain things. And I still use trend lines every now and then. I'll use them as profit targets to be like, hey, you know what? This could be an area where if I start to see some hesitation, I might get a bounce from here. There's no point in holding on that long. I might want to just go ahead and take my profits now. So it's like, I won't say that works, but she has gotten a little bit more exclusive on what how she shares. So I did not like that. That was probably last year. middle of last year, that she shut her Discord down and moved off to something else. But she does share a lot of stuff online. So, and then she was sharing her, I think she uses Trade-O-Vay. She was sharing or Top Step. She was sharing her Top Step, you know, you can share your Top Step link stuff for your accounts. And so I appreciate people who are doing that. I appreciate those ones who take the extra step to be like, hey, look, you can track, you can make sure that I am who I say I am, and I'm doing what I say I do.